What's going on, guys? Screaming Alien here. Welcome to Banished. Now this is a game I haven't played before, however I've sort of seen a bit of it played. And I've heard that it's, and basically you like have to build a village and keep everybody alive. But I heard it can actually be quite difficult to keep everybody alive and to balance everything. I'm not entirely sure, and I've never played it before. So this is 100% all new to me. Now, it gives us an option for tutorials as well. I'm wondering if maybe I should try and play these. At least learning, I don't know, like, usually games don't give you tutorials if it's, you know, I don't know. Let's just try the getting started tutorial, I guess. You know what, let's screw it. Fuck it, we're just gonna go to we're gonna start a new game right off the bat. Our town name is going to be, Gobbersville, because that's it probably says Gobersville. I think I'd need two B's for it to say Gobbersville. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm making it up myself. I could say whatever the hell I want it to say. Seed. Let's just put in a bunch of random numbers and see what happens. Alright, so that's our seed. Terrain type, valleys or mountains? I prefer valleys. I don't like mountains. Let's do medium terrain, give us a little more than what we would get with small. Fair climate. Let's do just a mild climate. I don't want us freezing to death like every 2 seconds. Disasters off. Honestly, I've heard this game can be quite difficulty. Wow, this game can be quite difficult. So, I mean, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe the person I've been talking to is just really bad at it. No offense, sorry, but but I honestly don't really know a whole lot about this. So starting conditions easy. We're just gonna we're not even playing tutorials, so I don't want this to be stupid difficult right off the get-go. So we're probably gonna die. That's okay. We'll just give it a shot and see how it goes. Now apparently you can get mods for this game as well. And that's another thing I've heard, that it apparently it is much better with certain mods, but again, this is my first time playing it, so I always like to play through a game first as is before installing any mods. Oh, I think we're here. We're started. Okay. Okay, so you know what? Oh my god, I have no idea what I'm doing. It starts us off with all this crap. You know what? We're gonna play the tutorial. I'll be right back. Alright, so we're back with the getting started tutorial. So we're just gonna read through this quickly and kind of get an idea of how the game works. Welcome to Banished. In this game, you control a group of exiled travelers who decided to restart their lives in a new land. You'll have to help them survive. Why are they exiled? Are they criminals? Because if they're criminals, I'll just let them die. No, I'm just kidding. That would kind of defeat the purpose of the game, I think. At any time during this tutorial, you can access the options menu by pressing that door button or escape. From the options menu, you can save and load your progress, change settings, or exit the game. Where are all you people going? I better be able to find you. You're all running off in different directions. First, get familiar with moving around the landscape. You can move the camera by pressing WASD, of course. Okay. You can also move the mouse to the edges of the screen. That doesn't work because I have other screens and it just kind of clips over to the other screen. I can go up and down like that, but I have to go left and right with the keys. So we'll just probably use the keyboard for I turned. How did I do that? I wrote Q and E to rotate. That's probably what it'll tell us to do next, right? Yippers. All right, you can rotate by pressing Q and E or holding the middle mouse button. Okay, scroll wheel. You can zoom the camera in and out by pressing insert and delete, or scrolling, which is much more intuitive. I think we'll probably stick with the scroll. Okay. You can change the pitch by pressing page up and page down. I see. Okay. Well, I don't know if we'll mess with that too much, but good to know. All the keyboard keys are configurable. Yes, okay, thanks. Now you're familiar with the movement keys, it's time to start playing. The people you control need 3 things to survive: shelter, food, and a way to keep warm in the winter. You might notice that some people have this icon floating above their heads. This means that the townsfolk don't have a place to live. Well, no shit, we've got nothing. You can provide the townsfolk with a place to live by pressing this, or the F3 key works as well. So these must all correlate to an F key. Except this is escape. Okay. Wooden house is number 1. Alright. Oh, it wants us to put it right there. Sure. Placing a building will leave a footprint where it was built to get the townsfolk started. To get the townsfolk to start construction, you'll have to collect wood for the structure and stone for the foundation. Okay, then. You can cut down trees and remove rocks from the landscape by pressing the destruction tools, or start by pressing F9. Does it say F9? It didn't seem to work though. Remove resources. Ooh. Using the mouse, click on the corner of the highlighted area and then drag to the other corner. Okay. The townsfolk will head to that area and start removing rocks and trees. While they are busy, you can place a stockpile where the citizens will store logs and stone, iron, and firewood. Select the storage tools by pressing that button or F5. Okay, F5 worked that time. Okay. Stockpile, which is 2, and it wants us to do that. Okay. Alright. So far, it's not that difficult. The townsfolk will move the harvested rock and trees to the stockpile. Once there are materials in the stockpile, the people will move logs and stone to construction locations. Okay. So they've got to move it. So I got to select the area from the harvest. They move shit to the stockpile, then from the stockpile to the building footprints and build. Okay. While any townspeople can cut down a tree or move materials from one place to another, some jobs require specialized workers. In the case of construction, you'll need to assign builders. So I can do that by hitting F2 and assign jobs to citizens, which is 4. So I need 2 of these. So I would just put 2 in there and hit enter. Okay. The builders can now begin construction on the house. Just one house isn't enough though. You'll need 3 more houses to give the other families a place to live. Once again, click on the housing button. Okay, so we need to build, did it say 3 more houses? Oh, and we can rotate this with T and R. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's 3 more houses. Sometimes it takes a while for the people to do all the jobs that you have assigned. If you're in a hurry, you can change the speed the game runs at. Okay, so we can fast forward things. How fast? Oh, wow, okay. And I have to pop. Okay, I'm just gonna go back down. Okay. Try to get used to modifying the game speed. You can slow down, pause, resume, and speed up the simulation. Once all the houses are built, the tutorial will continue. Okay. So I guess I don't do anything right now and just wait for these guys to finish building the houses. So I'll see you guys when that's done. Alright, so the houses are done. Great, you've built those houses for all the townsfolk. That you may have seemed like a lot of work for a few hours, but now you know how to build anything. Okay. To build a structure, place the building footprint. The citizens will clear the area and then collect enough resources to build the structure. As long as there are citizens assigned as builders, they can take care of the rest. Okay. The people are going to need food, otherwise they'll starve. They can acquire food at a variety of ways. They can hunt, gather, and plant crops, grow orchards, or raise livestock. Okay, there's a lot of different ways for food. If the people are close enough to starving to death, the hunger icon will appear above their heads. Oh dear, we are going to lose somebody. Since this town is near a river, the easiest way to quickly generate food is to build a fishing dock. Select the food production from the toolbar. Okay, so that would be F7. And we want food production dock thing, fishing dock. And that we would post or place right there. Okay. Most buildings that produce food or other resources require workers. You can assign the fishermen to the same way you assign builders. Okay. Next is assign jobs. And we want assign fishermen by pressing the up arrow. How many do I need though? Just what, like 2 fishermen? It didn't really say how many I should have, so I guess I'll just put 2. 3? 4? Ah, wanted me to be given 4, okay. You may notice this icon above some of the citizens' heads. That means that the workers you just assigned don't have a place to work. As soon as the fishing dock is complete, they'll start working there and the icon will disappear, okay. Any window in the game can be moved by clicking on the title bar and dragging it. Okay. Wait while the fishing dock is built. You can use the time tools to change the game speed to your liking. Okay, so we're just kind of waiting now for this to. Well, it looks like it's actually not going to take very long. And how is everything doing though? So does this mean the houses aren't? I guess that means the houses are cold, I would assume. If you build roads, people will move slightly faster as they move from place to place. Place roads by selecting the roads and bridges on the toolbar, which is an F4. Dirt road. Okay. Click and drag. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Works well. The same builders that construct buildings will prepare the road for use. After they perform construction, the townsfolk will move faster when traveling on roads. Okay. As the town grows and workers produce food and other resources from many locations, it's useful to see an overview of the town has available. This information can be found using the overview tool. It can be found in the tools menu by pressing F2. Oh, and it's this one here. Oh, okay, great. The overview, you can see the amount of stored construction materials, food, firewood, clothing, and tools. You can also see the current population. Average health, hearts, happiness. So I got lots of average health, so that's good. Everybody's pretty happy. And the weather, which is current weather and temperature. So it's raining. Temperature is 80 degrees. I'm assuming that would be Fahrenheit, not Celsius, because that would just be way too hot. Early summer. We've got, so this is logs. So I guess logs and firewood are different. Oh, excuse me. I'm not sure how I would, I guess it'll tell me. When food and other consumable goods are produced, they need to be stored somewhere. Until now, the people have been placing everything in the cart that they arrived with. You can place a storage barn that can hold more. Start by selecting the storage tools. Okay. This is specifically to build a storage barn. And we want that bad boy to go right here, apparently. Apparently it was backwards. If you look at the overview tool, you can see that there aren't enough logs left to build a storage barn. Okay, how many did I need? I didn't really check. What does it say here? 48 and 16. 48 logs, 16. Okay. I'll have to cut down more trees. Select the remove resource button. Harvest trees. Okay, so that'll just specifically assign them to the trees in the area and nothing else. Cool. People also need a way to stay warm in the winter. The easiest way to do that is to cut logs into firewood. Okay. To do this, you'll need to place a woodcutter to work. Start by selecting the resource production, which is F8, and then we want a woodcutter. Okay, and we just kind of go ahead and throw that down here. Awesome. So if we rotate this, let's actually, yeah, this is a much better view instead of looking at the back of everything. Okay, so you can line everything up. I think you have to maybe line everything up properly too, I don't know. The townsfolk are in danger of freezing to death, because, you know, it's middle of summer at 80 degrees out. Of course, why wouldn't you freeze? If the townsfolk are in danger, this icon will appear above their heads. If they are overly cold, the people will return to their home or go to the closest warm building they can find. This icon will appear over homes that don't have any firewood available for heating, right? So we're working on that. Now wait, while the storage barn and the woodcutter are built, you can use the time tools to change the game speed to your liking once the buildings are complete. Alright, so as soon as that stuff's complete, then we'll continue from there. Okay, so we are finished building our storage barn and woodcutter. You can always assign workers by using the profession tool, but you can also change the number of workers when examining the details of a structure. Click on the woodcutter building to view details. Okay, and then we can add more of them here. So we want one woodcutter apparently. And he'll start producing firewood. He or she will move logs from stockpiles to building and cut them into firewood. The rest of the townsfolk will use the firewood to heat their homes. So I guess they just pick up their own firewood as they need it. Okay. Now that the storage barn is built, you can, the cart that the people arrived in is no longer needed. You can remove it and anything else you build using the destruction tool. And that'll just remove structure. Oh, do I have to, what do I, okay. Drag and drop, just like the rest of it. The workers will remove the inventory from the cart and then move it to the storage barn. And we can speed things up so that goes a little bit faster. Yes. I'm sure it doesn't take that long to do, yeah. Uh-oh, it won't let me slow things down. With some maintenance and a little luck, a small town like this will survive many years. Your children will grow up, become workers, have children of their own, new houses can be built, and the town can continue to expand. At any point, oh good, it slowed it down. At any point, you need help with something in the game, or a description of how a building or tool works, you can refer to the in-game help. Start by pressing F2, and that is all the way over at the end is the 0. Okay. Oh, look at that. We've got all sorts of, a whole list of stuff. Okay, good to know. You can read some of the help reference, not going to, or press next to play the next tutorial. It focuses on resource production and survival. Press quit to return to the main menu. Okay. Well, let's try this resource production then. We'll move on to that and get that done. As the town grows, additional specialized... Wow, is this the same town? It is, but they added stuff. Great. I could have done that myself. Thanks a lot, but whatever, fine. As the town grows, additional specialized buildings can help make survival easier. In this tutorial, you will build work areas for blacksmiths, tailors, herbalists, and foresters. Okay. First, place a blacksmith. A blacksmith is used to make tools for the citizens to work with. Start by selecting resource production on the toolbar, pressing F8. I'd like to try and memorize most of the keybinds as much as possible, but it's not really that big of a deal. Okay, blacksmith. I like how it at least tells us where to place them in the tutorial, so I don't have to like worry about managing my town placement myself just yet, because that's honestly the part I'm worst at, especially on like first playthroughs. Next, place a tailor. A tailor is used to make warm clothes for citizens. Start by selecting resource production. Okay, same thing. Yeah, like when the first time I played through games like this, I never know how I should place my buildings and lay out the town, and then I play through, everything's all mixed up and all over the place, and then I kind of get the hang of how I should build stuff. Now place an herbalist. An herbalist gathers herbs and provides health benefits to citizens. See, that doesn't give you a choice of whether or not to say herb or herb, because it says and if you said an herbalist, you'd sound like a fucking idiot, so you have to say an herbalist. So, you know, because you could say it either way, herb or herb, but as soon as you got that and in front of it, it's herb. So we're going to call them herbs in this game, and maybe we'll call them something else in a different game, I don't know. I don't know why it's even important. Why am I even spending time talking about that? Now that the buildings are placed, you can assign workers to each building. What the hell did I just build? I was too busy yapping. I didn't even pay attention to what I actually built. That's alright. Once it's built, I'll know. Okay, so we're going to assign some people to the blacksmiths. We want one blacksmith, one tailor, one herbalist, and oh, a forester. That's okay. What does he do? Assign 3 foresters. Okay. I totally missed what the foresters did, so that's awesome. All workers need tools to efficiently do their jobs. If a citizen doesn't have a tool, a falling icon will appear above their head. Does anybody have that icon above their heads? Looks like everybody's got their tools. Oh, I guess the buildings aren't built yet, so they wouldn't really know if they need tools yet. They don't know what they're doing. Tools. A worker needs tools efficiently. Okay, tools eventually wear out and need to be replaced, but the blacksmith can make new tools. Cool. What does this thing mean? Click on the blacksmith to view details. The blacksmith will use logs and iron to make new tools. Here you can see the inventory of what the blacksmith has in storage for making tools. If you run out of materials, the blacksmith won't be able to work. Makes sense. Okay. You can also control how many tools to make and put in storage by setting a limit. Oh, okay. If the building isn't producing goods because the limit has been hit, the limit icon will appear. Oh, that's what that is. So we're at our tool limit, I guess. You can enable and disable work at a location by toggling the work button. Oh, okay. You can also change the product that the blacksmith makes. Using logs, iron, and coal, the blacksmith can produce steel tools that last longer than iron tools. Okay. So it just uses more resources, though, I guess. That's the trade-off. Click on the tailor building to view its details. During the winter months, townsfolk stay warm by occasionally returning to their heated homes. With a tailor, you can help the workers ward off the cold and stay outside longer by crafting better clothing. Makes sense? The tailor can use leather or wool to make clothes, or a combination of both to make the best clothing. If you run out of the needed materials, the tailor won't be able to work. And when this occurs, the following icon will appear above the building. Okay. Click on the Herbalist to view its details. An herbalist will collect herbs from the surrounding forest and will help the townsfolk stay healthy. Okay, that makes sense. I was wondering why I would need that. A yellow circle on the ground around the building shows the area the herbalist will search for herbs. Excuse me, it's pretty self-explanatory there. Citizens need a variety of food to stay healthy, such as meat, vegetables, fruits, and grains. The townsfolk are not healthy. They need more... if they're not healthy, they're more prone to diseases. Well, so far, I mean, if I look up here, it looks like they're pretty healthy, so, I mean, I'm not too concerned right now. Also, these are just tutorial people, so I don't really care what happens to them in the end of the day anyways. Herbs collected by the herbalist can be used to help keep the townsfolk healthy if their diet is poor. Okay, so you guys just need to have better diets, though. It's probably going to come down to me, though. I'm going to have to make sure that they have the right balance of food in their diets. Herbs usually only grow near old trees. This is something to keep in mind when you place an herbalist building. Well, I didn't have a choice. I put it there. So if you put me somewhere that doesn't have a bunch of old trees, that's your own goddamn fault. Click on the Forester Lodge. Okay, so now I can find out more about this, because I kind of ignored what it was saying. Excuse me. Rather than constantly clearing areas of trees to produce firewood, the workers at the Forester Lodge will manage the forest for you. Okay. Workers will plant new trees and cut down old trees in an area around the building. The yellow circle on the ground around the Forester Lodge shows the area that the foresters will work in. You can enable and disable the cutting of trees. When cutting and disabled, no trees will be cut down. Okay. Alright, so if I cut... Oh, alright, it's just showing me the button. Plant. I get it. Enable, disable, okay. You can also enable and disable the planting of trees. When planting is disabled, no new saplings will be planted around the building. Foresters will also remove rock and ore that is in their work area to make room for more trees. Okay, so do they... I hope it gets collected and it's not just getting removed completely. By using these buildings, you can help make sure that citizens have tools, warm clothes for the winter, good health, and replenishable forests. Press next to play the next tutorial. Alright, well we are going to leave it there because, yeah, we're already time for this. So we played through the first two tutorials, and, I mean, quick and easy, right? It's doing a fairly good job at making me understand how the game works. So I am going to play through the rest of the tutorials, and we'll see where we are from there. But I'll probably do the rest of the tutorials off camera. Next time you guys join me for Banished, we'll start a brand new game, and we'll be all on our own. But until then, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked that video, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know whenever we post new videos. Other than that, again, thank you very much, and I will see you all next time.